Menemsha is a small fishing village located in the southwestern part of the island, known as Up Island, which is where Quint was located. If you look at the pictures, you'll see the Menemsha Gallery, which still stands to this day. The empty lot right next to it was where Quint's shack stood until filming was finished. However, we have a unique situation here. If you go into the Menemsha fish market, we're going to come across our good friend Stanley, who happens to be a real life Quint from Menemsha. Let's listen to his story about his great white.
Hello, Stanley Larsen. I'm the owner of the Menemsha Fish Market. I'm chief cook, chef, and bottle washer. But I'm going to tell you the story about a big shark that I caught. It was a 20-foot great white. He was about 3,000 pounds. We measured from the deck down here up to the block. It was 19 feet. The tail went past the block and the head went down on the deck, so we figured he was a 20-footer. It was 1983, and I was harpooning swordfish. This here's a picture of my father harpooning the swordfish. And what happened was I was harpooning swordfish, and the shark got the habit of feeding around my boat. It got to the point every time I harpooned a swordfish, he'd follow the blood trail down, take one big bite out of it. Nobody would buy a swordfish with a big shark bite in it. And after about 2 days, he'd done like $40,000 worth of damage. So we had to try to get rid of him. We tried to catch him that night. The second night we couldn't catch him. The third morning we harpooned the swordfish. We put one of these buoys on there with a radar buoy, and we let it go, kind of like this up here. Well, the buoy's going along, and it went plunk. I said, you get another one. So I knew he was following the boat. I started going around in a big circle. Figured I'd catch up with him. When he popped up in the middle of the circle, I went over and I harpooned him. And that was the last time he bit any swordfish. When I harpooned him, I'd never seen a great white before. I'd seen like thousands and thousands of sharks, but I'd never seen a great white. I did see jaws 3 or 4 times. So when I harpooned him, he was swimming away from the boat like this. When I harpooned him, he spun around, he came right back at the boat. And after seeing jaws, I'm thinking, oh no, he's gonna sink the boat and eat us. But just before he got to the boat, he dove straight down. We put some extra lines on them, extra buoys, and we let him go. We got a bunch of swordfish that day, and we hauled them back, cleaned them, put them away, and then we hauled the shark up at the end of the day. And he was still kicking a little bit, probably about 8 or 9 hours later. We had a 13-year-old kid with us. That's who took these pictures here. Left them out on the end of the outriggers. And we had these blocks of wood that we would jam under the swordfish so they wouldn't roll around in the bad weather, because they weighed like 200, 300, 400 pounds each. So we jammed one of those blocks in the shark's mouth, and the kid climbed in feet first, just his head and his arm hanging out. He poured blood all over the kid, took his picture. I tell you, when his mother found out about that, she wasn't too happy. The kid, he still pops in here about once or twice every year. He lives down in New York. That's the story of the shark. We'll have the Jaws here during the weekend, the Jaws Fest, and hopefully we'll see some of you.
Thank you very much for your time, Stanley.
Yep, thanks for stopping.
Yep.